and welcome to another episode of the Chopped On podcast. We apologize for another delayed period between episodes, but from now on we should be consistently getting this going every week. As you can see in this right column, Braves finally above 500. That's the title of this video. Braves finally eclipsed that 500 mark, are heading in the right direction, and are only 5 games back to the NL East with a lot of baseball to be played, and Spencer Strider and Ronald Acuna coming back. Spencer Strider sooner than others, as we know, he has finally been activated off the injured list and will be starting tomorrow against the Atlanta Braves. Against the Washington Nationals. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we didn't rush him back too quickly. I thought we would have been fine to give him a little bit more time to recover, but he's going to be starting. So hopefully he can make it more than one outing this time without getting injured again. But we'll see. What are your thoughts on this Braves team being above 500 for the first time this season?
Yeah, it's great. And overall, I would just like to say with Spencer Strider and Acuna coming back, I'm very confident that this is still our division to win. And really, we just need to get in more series against the Mets and the Phillies. And we got to beat them in those series. The Mets and Phillies, they're not a bad team. They're both really good teams. So we just need to get in there and show them that we are still the leaders of the NL East.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Spencer Strider, definitely a big part of that from the pitching side. We've had big step-ups from a guy like A.J. Smith-Shawver especially, but even Grant Holmes, he's been pitching well all season. So with those guys, throw in Chris Sale, who has been he was bounced back from a rough start to the season. We know what Spencer Schwellenbach's capable of. So once we get back Spencer Strider here, and eventually, theoretically, Reynaldo Lopez, this is going to be one of the best rotations in baseball. And that's 6 deep right there. That's going to be Strider, Sale, Schwellenbach, Lopez, Smith-Shawver, and Grant Holmes. That is a really good 6-man group right there, which you need for depth purposes in the MLB. So looking forward to him returning. And obviously, the outfield situation has not been as bad as a lot may thought. To be quite honest with you, Michael Harris is probably hitting the worst out of those guys right now. In fact, he definitely is hitting the worst. We know his defensive value. But Acuna coming back, that'll probably push. It'll probably be a platoon thing between Verdugo and Eli White, depending on the matchups, is my guess. But Acuna is going to be obviously a full-time starter with Michael Harris out there. But what are your thoughts on Acuna coming back and how Verdugo and Eli White have been playing?
Well, first thing, my thought for Acuna, there's nothing really you can say other than just one of the best players in baseball. Hopefully he can come back from that ACL tear for the second time, just as good as he came back the last time, which will be called not this year but next year, winning an MVP. Hopefully we get that again. So that's all you really got to say about him. Just one of the best players in baseball. And then Eli White and Verdugo, they have been consistently actually very good. Eli White had very shocked me, a guy I honestly never heard of. And when he got in the starting lineup, seeing him hit as well as he did, I was kind of shocked. But yeah, good for him.
Yeah, I think Verdugo's also been a solid piece. None of those guys are Acuna, obviously, but they definitely held their own for sure, especially when you consider Profar being out as well, which he'll be back about 40 games or so, something like that. But getting on to this last grouping of Braves baseball we've experienced, interesting last couple of series. Nationals, we kind of dominated them, lost one in there, but overall we were the better team clearly. And the Red Sox, we went into Fenway and won 2 of 3. Should have swept if our bullpen didn't fall apart in that game too. Devers walking us off. But what are your thoughts on the last couple of series the Braves have had?
Well, we're doing way better than what we started, so that's really what you got to say. We're above 500 finally. And really, I'm very confident in this team and that we are going to be getting hot and being where we should be as the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, because when you really think about it, the Atlanta Braves are honestly one of, if not the most talented teams in baseball when fully healthy. I mean, you have a roster full of all-stars, really. A shortstop is still going to be a hole that needs to be filled at some point. I really like what Nick Allen has done, kind of, unfortunately, moving Orlando Arcia out of the lineup entirely, but Nick Allen's held his own. But we really need a good staple there from the hitting standpoint. And he's been solid. His defensive value has been really quite incredible, being one of the best defensive shortstops in baseball for the most part. He's had his hiccups, obviously, but he's played well there. And, you know, as the ninth man in your hitting order, you don't need too awful much from him. So that's kind of what we expect, and I think we'll continue for this Braves team. Now, one guy I want to talk about who's having an absolute insane May is Drake Baldwin. Drake Baldwin in the month of May has just been absolutely on fire. I think he's hitting above 500 in the month. This guy has been absolutely killing it. I mean, just day in, day out, this guy has been absolutely balling. I hope this continues, because if it does, we have, our catching group for the future. Look at this stuff right here. In the month of May, he is batting .531. .531. With a .531 on base percentage, an .875 slugging, and a .1406 OPS. He is just absolutely balling right now. If this continues, he's on pace for, maybe Rookie of the Year honors, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, he's been performing really well, but there's kind of a difficult situation, because I feel like Drake Baldwin's the guy that's like, he sees his talent, so he's going to be like, he wants to be the starter of this team, and he wants to be the main guy. But Sean Murphy, when he came back from injury, has also been playing really, really good as well, just like Drake Baldwin. So, I mean, it's kind of like what do the Braves want to do? Do they want to keep the younger guy? Or would he be fine? Because, I mean, Drake Baldwin's the guy that I feel like he's not just going to want to be he probably wants to be the main guy starting right away.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that definitely Drake Baldwin is the catcher of the future, like the long-term future. Obviously, Sean Murphy's not going anywhere right now. We signed him to that extension. But, yeah, they both have been playing well. So, looking ahead to this next couple of weeks for the Atlanta Braves, we have a couple tough series. We got the Nationals kind of almost on a back-to-back here. Our next series, we play the Nationals. And then after that, we haven't played the Mets yet, so we'll be picking it up sooner rather than later.
We got the Padres again, which is very we're doing better, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, and then we got Philadelphia and back to Boston. So kind of a couple of repeats out here in the season, just how the scheduling worked out. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the Chopped On podcast. We're going to keep this season rolling. Braves continue to pick up steam, getting some players back, and making a push for the playoffs after a horrendous start to the season. We'll see you guys next time.
Braves country, Chop On.